care video on the millipede care, which just also goes for like most roaches and stuff. Which millipedes are really communal. You can keep them with roaches and that kind of stuff. I've heard of the African giant black millipedes being kept with crested geckos even. And sometimes you can keep them with isopods, springtails, and that kind of stuff, which I really recommend that because it helps keep the mold under control. The millipedes do not like mold. They're really pretty easy to care for. Sorry, I just went away from the tank. I make my own kind of mixture for their substrate, or for their food. It's just have like calcium and all kinds of good stuff all mixed together, I'm sure they really like it. Substrate is the number one most important part. It's really important to have a lot of types of leaves and stuff in there. There's a lot of little bugs, little tiny gnats and things, because they like to eat the leaves and all. There's my other millipede right there. These are both desert millipedes, or ornatus is their scientific name. Then I have a little dubia roach and a history roach in there. They're really easy to care for. There's one. They're really beautiful. And they're not really too rare in the pet trade either. The African giants are pretty rare, but to keep the substrate moist, I definitely need to give these guys a misting. I should have done that. And re-moisten their little paper towel there to get the water out of. You can do that. You can use the paper towel thing, or all kinds of things you can do. Should shoot some of these little gnats out of here. Water dish, a shallow water dish with like pebbles or a sponge in it or something from the drink. There's all sorts of things you can do for a succulent. They just do not live in this because they like it nice and dry. I didn't know that when I planted them. They just rotted them. But yeah, those gnats are real pain. They don't really do anything, but sure they're not really the best thing. But the tank does attract a lot of gnats and bugs and that kind of stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to clean that and get all that out. I need to get some more oak to mix in there. You need to have a lot of oak leaves mixed in there and that kind of stuff. They really like that. There's all different types of leaves you can mix in there. You can look it up, like millipede safe leaves, but most hardwoods are good. And wood in there and all that, and they'll eat that. They're really a beautiful type of millipede, the deserts. But don't let them trick you. They're really just like any other millipede in care. They don't need it any drier or any of that. Hey, finally, one little plant had lived. So just pretty basic. Give them. They are an omnivore. They do need some types of proteins in their diet. That's why I have like some beta food mixed in there, and that works good. You can probably feed them little bits of bologna and that kind of stuff, and they'll like that. Or like dead crickets. They're decomposers. They eat like decomposing matter. There's a really nice shot of them climbing, move around. So they'll eat that. Whatever, like dead leaves and stuff. That's why I kind of like in the garden centipede. That's a really good thing to like have the oak leaves and like rot, because they'll definitely eat short. Which on that, there's like some little common millipedes that I find all around where I live. I can never find what type they are. Little baby dubia roach in there. See, there's like one of the little babies right there. I put a big one in there just now, earlier that I caught. Another little baby. Okay. Where is it? I think this is right here, is it? No, it's the dubia. Oh, where is that little guy? I'll have to include him in another video when I find him. Probably in my fooding video, I'll just do a little showing of him. So there's not really much to say. The same rule with the centipedes as far as housing. If you can look at my other video, just click on my channel and go up there. I have a Scolopendra polymorpha care video and a garden centipede care video, so you can just watch those. But anyways, in case if you don't have the time or you don't want to do that or whatever, it's just as long as the centipede. You want it to be twice as long as the centipede, or it could go either way and back. Or one direction it has to be as long as the centipede. It could be going back or sideways or whatever. And the other one has to be at least twice as long. So that rule works for millipedes and centipedes. So they're pretty small and easy to house. That's pretty easy. I don't know the rule of like how many you can have in that size of tank, but as long as you just kind of have to go off of your eyes. If it looks like too much, then just separate them and set them up in another tank. But they're pretty easy to care for, pretty basic and low maintenance. I don't want to sit here and babble on and bore you guys, so that's pretty much about it. You can look up their sizes and stuff, and all millipedes have different sizes. Well, some have the same, but every millipede's different. Oh, and they cannot bite. They don't even have the type of mouth to let them bite, even if they wanted to. Either this one or this one, they look like almost identical, so I don't know which one it is. Like the most aggressive millipede I've ever seen. It's tried to bite me a bunch of times, but like they don't really bite. Like they scrape. That's how they eat. They have like a plate like thing on their mouth, and they scrape it. They scrape their lettuce or fruit or whatever, and they get that and they put it in their mouth. So one of them did that to me a few times. It doesn't really hurt or anything. It just feels like a rubbing, like we're just rubbing you with like a coin or something like that. It doesn't tear your skin or anything. It's just completely harmless. And so that's they're kind of like the fire salamanders and some types of salamanders and stuff, where it'll like they can secrete stuff from their abdomen, from their like butt or whatever you want to call it. I don't really know how they do that with millipedes. I know that abdomens on spiders, but who cares? So wash your hands before and after handling them. Just keep your hands clean around them. It's not really too big though. They're a great beginner animal. Let me see, is that one out? No. Yep, so that's about it. Rate, comment, subscribe.